This is the second of 4 video lessons that explore the potential impact of the new version of Sage CRM on existing customizations and extensions. In this lesson we'll look at how the new user interface theme will affect your user's experience of your components, and we'll look at whether there is a clash between new tables and fields and those in your customizations. We'll look at what has changed in alerts and notifications and escalation rules, and we'll also see how workflow has changed and the new workflow rules and actions introduced in Sage CRM 7.3. One of the things you need to check is that you have not made changes to system menus that break the interface. Watch out for any scripts that you may have added into the custom captions or translations table referenced by any of the menus. You should move injected code into an external client-side library file to be automatically included into screens. There are other presentations and articles on the community site that will help you reorganize your code to make best advantage of the client-side API. You should also consider the assumptions that you have made about hotkeys and other navigational models. If you're looking at classic ESP page-based customizations that have not been updated since Sage CRM 7.1, then do look at the way in which pages are rendered. To ensure classic ASP pages correspond to themes correctly, you must use the add content and get page methods. The correct style references will only be made in the HTML generated by the add content and get page methods. The older style of using get tabs should no longer be used. You'll need to check any code that interacts with the CSS styles in case there's a clash. Consider this example of a very simple style tag that may be entered into the custom content of a screen. How does this work in the new theme? Have you made changes to style definitions that interfere in the way in which the new theme expects the screen to be drawn? The internal testing that Sage has carried out has been focused on the usage of the client-side API, but there may be JavaScript code in custom content and within on-change scripts that references the style property of tags. A trivial example like the one shown here, where you can see we're looking for the company security territory caption, and then we're changing its style to be red. Now that is very unlikely to cause an issue. But if you have added code that has made more complex changes to styles, then this will need to be examined. You would find customizations like this typically within on-change scripts and within the custom content of screen and list blocks, including those called by run block. They are, however, also used in ASP pages and .NET assemblies. You'll need to check the metadata for the screens and lists that contain client-side customizations. These SQL statements can be run in the database to find those screens with defined custom content and on-change scripts. At the basic level, the customizations that you may have that reference styles may either, not work and be ignored, not work but break the screen, work, however, they'll look rubbish. And the aesthetics of customizations, especially now that we have this new contemporary style, the aesthetics of customizations that change styles and not just functionality have to be considered. Part of the purpose of the new theme is to avoid unnecessary distractions within the screen. It limits images and concentrates on text as access to the data as the most important thing to the users. Therefore, there are some general questions about customizations that need to be asked. Do your customizations provide the user with a consistent experience? Or is there a jarring sense that they have left Sage CRM for another system? Do your screens use the same conventions as the new theme? Have you overridden any changes with a style change? Think about buttons and think about translations. What is the experience of your customizations for tablet users who use the desktop theme? This needs to be checked because what might seem okay in a larger screen may not translate well into a smaller visual environment. How have you laid out the screens in metadata? Can users still find data quickly in the new theme? Is there too much data on the screen? The introduction of the new theme looks dramatic, but it should actually have a far less of an impact on existing customizations in Sage CRM 7.3 than when we face the move from Sage CRM 7.1 to Sage CRM 7.2. But we still need to be aware of any customizations that interact with styles and to check the screens we have designed that they still provide a good user experience. This brings me on to the next point. Will there be a clash between new tables and fields with those in your customizations? The very short answer to this question is possibly. Each time there's a new Sage CRM release, we see tables and views being added to the system. Occasionally a set of tables will disappear when a feature is dropped, as happened in Sage CRM 7.2 when Solo was removed from the product. But removing tables and views is an exception to the rule. More typically, the software increases in size and range of features. Even functional changes, which are designed to simplify the user experience, may result in more views and more columns being added to the system to enable the automated behavior. Sage CRM 7.3 has added a new large functional area, the integration with MailChimp, and it's added a suite of sales accelerator features in the form of alerts, notifications, new reports, charts, and dashboards. These changes have required new tables, new views, and new columns to be added to some of the existing tables within Sage CRM. The good news is that the changes are not as dramatic as in previous versions, and beyond a check for clashes with column, view, and table names in the data, we do not have to face changes to, for example, normalization of data, or the ways in which unique identifiers are used. If we've made sure that the assumptions about the data model made when writing our code are suitable for Sage CRM 7.2, then we can be pretty sure that the code will be suitable for Sage CRM 7.3. Having said that, we just can't assume. We need to check and to double check to make sure that the components work on new installs and that existing customized systems can in fact be upgraded. Now here lists out the new tables within the system. You can see the majority of new tables are associated with the MailChimp integration. There's one table there which is actually for functionality, which is the social connection table, is for functionality that may be implemented in a future release. There are in fact 22 new views that have been added into the system, and as you look through these you will see that there are a lot of views which are associated with not only the MailChimp integration but also associated with the new features around either the dashboards and the reports there or the alerts and notifications associated with the sales accelerator. So what columns have been added to existing database tables? Well, the largest changes that have taken place are around the report chart. So we can see that there are a lot of new columns within the custom_reports charts table, and these fields support the new chart types added to Sage CRM 7.3 reports and dashboard gadgets. I'll be discussing the new reports, chart types, and dashboards in another lesson. Other changes that have taken place are within the e-marketing account table, and the communication table, which are fields that support the new MailChimp marketing behavior, and we'll consider within the sequence of lessons whether the new tables, views and reports for the MailChimp integration may create conflict specifically. Other tables, or one table in particular that has been altered, is the opportunity table, and this has been altered because of the new Sales Accelerator suite of features, and form part of the enhancement of workflow in Sage CRM 7.3. There's changes to the default opportunity workflow, as well as a new opportunity workflow that has been added into the system, and I'll explore that a little bit later on as we discuss workflow. The users table has changed. Now, these are general fields added to the user administration screen that control access to features by users, and you need to have a look to reference the resources provided as part of the preparation for upgrade that will help you further investigate the database changes. What we've got are a set of resources on the community site which allow you to explore database changes. There are a set of SQL scripts that you can download and you can use to investigate and compare two databases, a vanilla Sage CRM 7.2 database with the new 7.3 database, to help you explore the changes within the system. Now, if we look now at what's changed within alerts and notification, we'll see that Sage CRM 7.3 includes a number of new escalation rules, and their purpose is to ensure users are getting real-time updates on their business key performance indicators as they happen. And what there will be is rules that provide, for example, a notification to the sales manager that when an opportunity stage remains the same for 1 week, specifically when an opportunity stage remains at proposals submitted or negotiating for more than 7 days, there'll be an alert to the sales manager, or an email alert to the sales manager if a sales rep applies a discount that's too large, or a range of other alerts to keep users on top of their business performance. Now, in fact, there are 13 new escalation rules that have been added to the system that provide the basis of all these different types of notifications. And these can be found underneath the Advanced Customization Escalation Rules area. And example rules include the MailChimp list upload message. So that's one example, one of the other ones, and that uses the table e-marketing message, which is brand new to Sage CRM 7.3, or the rule lost opportunities, which uses the existing view v notification opportunity. So you make sure that you reference the resources provided that will help you investigate the new workflow rules. These are the database scripts that I was talking about just a moment ago. Now, 7.3 has had several changes made to workflow, not just escalation rules, not just alerts and notifications. These changes are in support of the set of features designed to enhance a customer's experience of using Sage CRM, particularly around the sales function. As we've seen, that there's a new set of pre-configured alerts and notifications. There's also within the system 2 new interactive dashboards that have been added in: sales KPIs for managers and sales metrics for managers. And the new dashboard gadgets display a range of charts, reports and leaderboards for, well, to provide greater insight and trend analysis for the manager. There are additional workflows provided, so there's a new workflow, and if we have a look at this, we'll see that there's a new quick sale workflow. Now, you'll need to know about this just to be aware that there's no potential clash. So you'll have a look at the quick sale workflow within the system. But there are other changes, not just the new workflow and not just the entirely new set of states, workflow states and workflow rules within the system, but there are also new rules and actions added to the existing workflows, or workflow I should say. This is the opportunity workflow that has been changed. And one of the things that has changed that any developer can use is in fact that inside the workflow actions that can be chosen when designing a workflow is that there's a new follow-up action available, and this is the allow mail merge to PDF. The setup for the action is very similar to the merge that has been there since server-side merge was introduced. The merge uses the same templates and as the merge to Word, and you can use either HTML or Word doc templates, and the PDF document that is created is saved within the document tab of the record in context that is being workflowed when the merge was carried out. And if you have a look at the system administration screens within Sage CRM, you'll see that there is the ability to control whether or not the system uses, in fact, allow merge to Word. So it's not anticipated that there'll be any development issues associated with this feature, but where custom workflows do make use of the merge function, you may want to consider changing the behavior to create a PDF, and you may also need to consider whether a customer site should actually still be using mail merge to Word, so producing an editable document in future. So let's have a look at the way in which the opportunity workflow has changed. It's changed to include a new cross-sell rule. You can see this here. So the workflow has been implemented to allow the quick creation of a new opportunity from within another opportunities workflow. The new opportunity will be created in a separate workflow at the lead stage. And it's actually been accomplished using a classic ASP page. The code behind this is completely visible by you as a developer and editable by implementers needing to customize the workflow around their customers' exact requirements. And the code is straightforward JavaScript and makes use of the Sage CRM API objects. We've come to the end of this second part of the survey of changes. The next lesson will continue the exploration of the changes that may affect existing customizations and extensions of Sage CRM. In the next video, we'll look at what new reports, chart types and dashboards have been added. We'll look at how reporting has changed, and we'll see whether the new tables, views and reports for the MailChimp integration are likely to create conflicts, and what the new mail merge to PDF feature actually means for existing customizations. We'll consider the changes to mobile optimized interface and how they affect customizations, and whether the iPhone app and the new Android app inherit customizations from a component.